Gentlewoman from Florida, Ms. Salazar, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Wonderful to be with you, Secretary Turner. You said in February of '25 that you were committed to reforming HUD with the goal of lowering the cost of housing and expanding our housing supply. And we all agree with that, right? So right now, these are the numbers. 75% of Americans cannot afford a home. Number two, 92% of construction firms report having trouble filling positions that they have open. Number three, 20,000 homes were not built last year. My question to you is, why is that happening?
Well, that's a great question, and that's a lot of information. When we first came in, the president inherited a real mess. Our fiscal house was not in order. Interest rates were at an all-time high. The cost to build anything was at an all-time high. Mortgage rates were at an all-time high. Inflation was at an all-time high. So if you see the president, as you've seen under his leadership, we've been bringing these numbers down to make sure that housing is affordable for people in our country.
Mr. Right there, housing needs to be affordable. Affordable housing means that the home is built at a price
Yes, ma'am.
with a developer, and I know that very well. Coming from Miami, we have a lot of construction. A lot of my supporters are developers, and you only make money if you can build a home at a price where you make money, and then whatever the selling price is, right? Then everyone is happy.
Yes.
Public sector and the buyer.
Right. So we have to bring those costs down.
1 in 3 tradesmen, carpenter, drywall installers, roofers, framers, they are immigrants. You have a seat at the table in the cabinet, and you know that the construction sector is losing that stable, secure labor force. And the United States citizens are not choosing to fill those jobs. Don't you think that maybe you can tell the president that right now we do not have the hands that we need in those sectors in order to continue having affordability in the housing industry?
Yes, ma'am. That's a concern that we've heard. But I personally believe that we have the American workers to take.
But how come they're not, I agree with that too, but how come they're not choosing and willing to engage in those sectors? Because then the developers do not then need to hire any immigrants because they have the American labor force willing to do it. So
Yes, ma'am.
do you agree that Americans choose not to fill those jobs? 1 in 3 in the sector, in the construction sector, is an immigrant.
Well, I will say this. I don't know why they're not choosing those jobs. Those jobs are available. We have many. I come from the
But you know they're not
construction and
choosing,
development
right? So, okay, so
industry,
National
I know we have the
Association of Home
workers.
Builders, National Association of General Contractors, National Association of Roofing Association, National Association of Mason Contractors, the Brick Industry Association of the United States Chamber of Commerce agrees with a piece of legislation that I introduced called the Dignity Act. Why? Because they need the hands. So what is it that these people know that the administration has not been able to grasp yet about the construction sector? What do you think that is?
That is a lot of associations that you named off. And maybe they should do a survey with private sector people and ask them why they're not taking these jobs. If they have all this data, I would be interested to say, what is the reason that the American people are not taking these jobs? And I think you should go to
And
these
they're losing
associations.
the only people who are willing to do those jobs. So we have a very big void here. Do you agree with that? So how are we going to solve that? We're going to talk about housing and affordability, but if we don't have the hands, how can we get to that goal?
Well, I think we have to get back to encouraging the trades. For many years in this country, the trades sector went down. Builders, welders, carpenters, plumbers, because we talk about college and we talk about all these
I agree
other
with
things,
you,
which
but in
is
the
good.
meantime,
But we have to
the
talk about the
affordability.
trades to get people involved in the
I
trades.
agree with you.
We have the
Let's teach our
American
kids
people.
how to do that. But in the meantime, what do?
We got to teach them how to build. We got to encourage them to build. American jobs for American people.
I agree. In the meantime, what do?
Continue to enforce and encourage the trades and make sure that American people have American jobs. That's our priority.
Thank you. I yield back.
Yes, ma'am.